Deloitte's AI slip up, one of Australia's biggest corporate face palms in Australia this week. Biggest corporations had an AI slip up right now. Good evening, guys. It's episode 3 of Gladiator Culture Podcast, and this is trending. What just happened? I just talked about AI like a couple of hours ago. I just launched a video about AI jobs, that would AI take over our jobs, and look, as exactly what I said, AI governance is necessary. We need to have barriers. We need to put our shields around what data we have to actually feed in AI, and whether the truth about this data that's constructed through AI, because AI seems to take over everyone right now and be like, oh, this is the true information. But look what happened to Deloitte, one of the world's biggest consulting firms. They just had to refund part of 440,000 Australian dollars to the government. It was a government contract, all because their AI wrote fake references in an official report. They have used generative AI to help write that official government document. I'm not sure what that exact government document is, but they've been working with a lot of government contracts, and they used AI to write the whole, not the whole thing. I don't think it's the whole thing, but part of it. But they're not coming up with how the percentage that they used AI for. And they have made errors from like citations, quotations that didn't exist at all. Like some quotations I just saw that there was a author, but that author has never said that kind of citation. But OpenAI, or whatever they are using, said a citation that that author has never written, and the author himself says that I have never written stuff like that. So they have come up with this thing called AI hallucinations. AI hallucination is basically, it tends to think some stuff that is not real. That's crazy. That's crazy if you ask me. So let's just see what this whole thing is about. I saw this article written. Uh, so this is exactly, the company is giving a partial refund to the Australian government after a $440,000 report was found to contain numerous AI hallucinations. This is a new term, AI hallucinations, the latest example of how consulting firms are grappling with new tech. So let's see what went wrong. Australia's Department of Employment and Workplace Relations asked Deloitte to analyze the efficiency of its welfare system, but academics pointed out mistakes in the firm's report that include citations to non-existent studies. We all thought OpenAI just get it from Google, like they get their main information from Google or whatever the other browsers, and then they press it. But they are hallucinating, like studies that were never done. And yeah, so they are using Azure OpenAI GPT-4 as the main one. Let's see what ABC News has to say.
It's been revealed Deloitte used artificial intelligence to prepare a report to the federal government's Department of Employment and Workplace Relations. The department spent $440,000 on this report, which contained errors and a made-up quote from a federal court judge. Deloitte has now issued a partial refund.
A made-up quotation from a federal
asked to do something
judge.
they do quite a lot, which is come in and externally audit a particular system. Now, this one was about the way that people are paid in the welfare system, particularly about the kind of compliance around mutual obligations for people who are on job seeker and things like that. So this is the kind of fairly standard stuff that our big 4 consulting firms do. They come in, they look at a particular problem, and they provide a report for government about usually recommendations of how to fix something.
But there were some errors found in this report.
There were some substantial errors found in this report, including kind of fictitious references, made up federal court judgments, fake people being used as references. And all of this stuff had come because some of the report was created using artificial intelligence. Now, there's a form of AI that's called
Fake people being used as references. Damn. Imagine that. All uni students, you better be careful if you're using OpenAI, because it generates fake references from fake people.
generative AI. And what it does is you ask it to do something and it essentially goes out, searches all the available information on the internet, puts it together and kind of summarizes it. Now, the problem with that is that AI wants to please you. And so it does a thing that's called hallucination, which is essentially sometimes it kind of makes up stuff to fill the gap. So it provides a product that looks very much like it's real and has legal references and has all the right stuff, but it might have made some of that up. And that's what happened in this report, which was discovered by an academic and published in the media.
Keep this in mind. This is a turning point for AI. Remember this day, this exactly. Hallucinations, bro. It's made to please you. It doesn't give anything. As far as I know until now, it doesn't give anything that's negative. So whatever you do, if you say something, say so much negative, but it needs to give an answer, it just creates an answer. Because if there's not enough answers out there, it tends to hallucinate and create. This is something that I'm learning with you guys as well. Hallucinations, bro.
Been paid for handsomely by taxpayers to a tune of $440,000 was in some ways made up.
So it was re-uploaded on Friday. Was everything fixed?
Well, there were a lot of changes. There were changes to some of the specific references, these high court cases.
There's nothing wrong with Deloitte. Things happen when you move fast with AI. Like I wanna tell you guys properly. When you move fast with AI technology, because AI is fairly new when it's keep on improving. Like you saw in the past couple of years, it's just improving rapidly. Even the past couple of months, you saw Sora AI. How can you see the difference in those AI videos? But it's moving so fast that we should not implement it as at the rate that it's developing, because the reason is the governance is not there. How the governance comes later. They create everything. Governance meaning protecting your data, how accurate this is. When you keep on developing technology, they don't think about how accurate this is, how the legal side of it, how can we protect people's data. None of that all comes later. The creativity goes fast, the technology develops, and that thing just catches up. So if you quickly implement AI, it's making my life easy, so let me just implement AI and just automate all the systems and go, you're in for a big crash. Do your research. Even if you're implementing AI in your small systems, small businesses, do your research. Let AI go into the market. Let them find out any problems, because the longer they are in the market, the more issues like this raises up. You get it? As soon as if you are like a first-hand person, let me just integrate AI and just go with it, you're in for a lot of problems. Anything, not just AI, any kind of system, you're in for a lot of problems because you don't know what to expect. You let it test the water. Let AI be in the market for 2, 3, 4 years. It's fine. Do your research on the side. Learn about it. So even if there are issues that come up, it's going to come up in the next year, third year, fourth year, whatever the years, it's going to come up. But you have already solutions that's already been tested to back it up. That's what I'm saying. Companies are getting AI as if it's going to do everything and implement it. It's so fast. You don't need to implement everything so fast because the drawbacks that come with it is a lot. And now we can witness a big company like Deloitte. What just happened?
And just some little notations in the footnotes about some of the errors that had occurred. Now, the core of the report was the same, which was basically saying that this system that they had about compliance was extremely punitive and was essentially set up with the assumption that people were trying to rip off the system, which was not a correct assumption. But as we've seen in a lot of cases with AI, when you set it to do something, it might do it, but it might not be specifically correct. Now, Deloitte has offered a partial refund for the work that they've done for the taxpayer. They've got a lot of smart people working in this consulting firm, so I don't know why they went with partial, but that's where they're at the moment. And I think we're going to see more of this. We've already seen it in court, where people have been caught submitting kind of made up previous cases, made up precedents that the judges have then said, hold on, what's this? This is fictitious.
So, Dan, is this a bit of a wake-up call for the consulting firms?
A lot of businesses are using AI, and in fact, there's some really fascinating research about the fact that a lot more staff are using it than perhaps businesses are aware of. Now, this is particularly embarrassing because the department that this was created for, the Department of Workplace and Employment, is run by someone who used to work for one of the big four consulting firms. I'll let you guess which one. And so I think that Natalie James, who runs that department, would be particularly unhappy with the work of her alma mater here. But this is a moment where people are using this stuff, whether it's sanctioned by their employer or not. And we're seeing some of the blurring and some of the issues that can arise when this technology is allowed out and people use it without maybe making others aware of the fact that there are real limitations to it and it needs to be very carefully checked.
That's exactly right. Because even in your workplace, or even if you are running a company, make sure you don't put all the customer data or anything specific to that company, special information onto any AI model. No, it's. I'm talking about like privacy reasons, because AI is just distributing all that information. The data is not secured as much as they say it is, and we don't know much about AI governance until now. It's 2025. We just came up with like new technology on AI, so we don't know much about governance. So one thing you have to protect is your customer data no matter what. So make sure you don't feed it customer data just to create a document or something like that. And now this actually is a wake up call. This is a turning point for the whole AI thing on how accurate this is. Because what's accurate, what's real, is what we are being told. And what are we being told? If we are told fictitious data, that's the truth. That's what we believe, because we quickly hung up on AI. AI came in, we quickly became reliant on AI. We want AI, we integrated AI into our life, and now we can't live without AI. So I think this is a big wake up call for everyone, all the big companies around the world. And yeah, but be careful. Thank you guys for tuning in. Gladiator Culture Podcast, signing out, episode 3.